second. It's saying we live. Just give me 1 second. Slack you. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Well, I don't hear nothing.
I seen a notification, but let me see.
Okay. Yep, we good. We good. Turn that down. All right, shalom. With the Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out to prophesy the downfall and destruction of this wicked, sinful kingdom and to teach repentance to the hopeful elect. Before we go any further, I give all praise, honor, and glory to Heavenly Father's only begotten Son, Yahweh,
Bahashim,
Yahweh Shai,
Bahashim,
Bash. Khan. Double honors to our apostle, Elder Great Millstone, teaching us his truth according to the Bible and we well. All right. Shalom, all sincere. I can push this truth through diligence and sincerity and charity. And shalom to all you sincere followers, believers of Yahweh Shem Shai, not just hearers of the word, but doers as well. You men, women, and children don't fully let shalom. As you can see, we're doing an indoor camp. The whole East Coast, whether you're northeast, southeast. You know, you're getting hit with terrible weather. You know, just being wise. Right? You know, we're gonna do an indoor sit down. And we're gonna jump around into it. Hey, Mike, can you hear me twice?
No.
I hear it on my end though.
It's like an echo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah.
No, I don't hear it on my end.
Okay.
Let me see.
We ain't gonna worry about it. U.S. bomb. I just saw breaking news this hit. Hey, but look, we're gonna jump right into the scriptures. Take Exodus 15. Matter of fact, I'll read it for one of you brothers. Bros, ready?
Come.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 1. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord."
Yeah. So going into what the Lord commanded his prophets to do is go out and speak prophecy, not folly, not madness, not BS, not sideshows. We're out here to warn our people what's to come. That's the whole job and duty of a prophet, is to foretell. But here it is in the last days, and ain't nothing new under the sun, man. It's been going on for eons, man. Especially the nation of Israel, is that you have prophets for profit. Men are get raised up in the seat of authority, and they use it to their own advantage. Feeding themselves, not the flock of the Lord's people, man. Living these lavish lifestyles on the side, and treating this thing as a side woman instead of again treating the main thing, keeping the main thing, which is again pushing His word and warning our people of the doom to come, man.
Yep. I got something for you real quick.
Yes, sir.
It says prophecy, a prediction, a forecast, right? So as you can see, you got it, Mike.
Oh, well, you was going into the weather, man, a forecast. Well, the bad weather's coming because of the forecaster, man. The meteorologist, is doing his little thing on the screen, where they hardly get the damn shit right, But even that's enough. Out of respect, you say, hey, the weatherman said this. You'll prepare your house. You let the faucet drip. You'll get the extra food, water, bread before the people start storming in and grabbing all the stuff in the stores, because you hunker down because the storm's coming, man. But we're doing the same thing. That's that parable of the fig tree. If a brother want to get in Matthew 24 about you understand what season you're in, man.
Yeah.
Here it is again, time and time again, man. The Lord sends his prophets. What they do, they mock them, they scoff them. Everybody gets respect except the prophets, you know.
Hmm.
And that's how it's set up because we're not of this world, you know. But as it said in Ezekiel, what they hear, whether they forbear, then shall no prophet been among them.
Yep. This is Matthew 24 and 32. Now learn the parable of the fig tree. When
Mm-hmm.
its branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, yet it says, ye know that summer is nigh.
Mm-hmm.
So likewise, ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors.
Yep. So again, going to prophecy, it's an observable event. You know, something that you're gonna see with your eyes, you're gonna feel with your senses, and ultimately you're gonna live through. You know, so again, going to the seasons, as you know, we're going to warn our people what we're in, the times we're in. You know, you see if your eyes are open, if you're paying attention, that this world is going down the drain, man. Especially so-called America, be Babylon the Great, being Babylon the Great, you know, is especially circling the drain. You know, and what are you supposed to do as a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American man in these last days, knowing what Second Peter third chapter, these things shall be dissolved. You know, how you supposed to be conducting yourself on earth, man? You're supposed to be getting right with the Lord. You know, like it says in Hosea, man, now it's time to seek our power. You know, in your ignorance, Jacob's doing all type of stuff in the world. You know, had his own ambition, dreams, goals, aspirations. But when the prophets of the Lord are raised up, all that shit is put down to the side, man. And now guess what? Now it's time to seek the Lord before, you know, the wrath comes, seeking why he may be found.
God. So back in Second Ezra 15 and 2, it says, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
Yep, because these are not our words. We didn't make this up. You're giving us too much credit. These are
Mm-hmm.
not man's prophecies. You know, this says that in the book of Peter as well, man. That this is you know, not of a private interpretation. We didn't gather ourselves together and say this we're gonna write and this we're gonna come and formulate and make it happen on earth, man. You know, the stuff that's moving on earth, these are macro moves. They don't got nothing to do with the little stuff we got in our circle life, man. You know, we go to work, we put gas in our car, you know, we pay our bills, we go home, we, of course, be in the spirit, do lessons, do videos, you know. But as far as the nations get ready for war, this devil pushing this technology, this MARK technology, the mark of the beast, Revelation 13, verse 16 on down, that infrastructure, that's not us setting that up, man. That's not us pushing this, you know, agenda on earth. While you
Right.
people worried about football and whatever the hell else you worried about, you know, this is of Yahweh Shai, man. And again, what is coming to be found is these words are faithful and true. You know, that's what our Lord said in Revelations, the first chapter. Blessed he that readeth, man, if I'm not mistaken. Because now
I
is the
got
time of these prophecies to be fulfilled. I'll go ahead.
Slakia. I got that precept. This
Yes, sir.
Second Peter chapter 1, verse 19. We also we have also a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto you do well that ye take heed,
Mm-hmm.
as unto a light that shineth in a dark place, unto the day dawn, and the day star arise in your hearts.
Uh-huh. So again, we have a more sure word of prophecy. This is the office of the prophets. And the Lord only deals with his prophets. That's book of Amos, third chapter. You're not gonna go over, you know, somewhere else and say, oh, he got the, you know, the chapter 3 of the spirit of the Lord. No, man. You know, the Lord got the spirit of Yahweh Shai dwelling upon his men here, primarily in Great Millstone and like-minded camps, man, because it's all about the doctrine. As
Yep.
Yahweh Shai said, this is not my doctrine, you know, this is of the Father, man. It was sent to me to give to you. And that's what we're doing these last days, you know, going into, you know, office of the prophets. This is what they do, man.
God.
We're subject onto it, man.
Yep. Verse 20, it says, 2 Peter 1 and 20, knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation.
Yeah, it's not about how we feel. You know, we're gonna read in the book of Isaiah, say, I think, no, it's thus saith the Lord, man. You know, or I feel, no, it's thus saith Yahweh Shai, man. You know, so you can't be mad at us. Take it up with the man upstairs, man. We're
Yep.
just the messengers. Don't shoot the messenger. That's what they say, right? But here it is again, time and time again, man. You get mad at the person, give you the good news, the truth, you know, because another saying, man, you can't handle the truth. And the world, again, as going to the spirit of truth, the world cannot receive it because they cannot handle it, man. And that world specifically going into the wicked of our people, 2/3 of the nation of Israel, man. The rest were blind, as they say, you know.
Yep. It says, verse 21, for the prophecy came not in old time by the will of man, but holy men of Yahweh spake as they were moved by the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, exactly. So it wasn't because us, you know, why the end of your so-called word is coming, Esau. You know, you ultimately you did this to yourself, man. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and you took it a step further, you know, past the brutality and demonic stuff you did to the Lord's people. Now you're taking up with the Lord, like you're gonna overcome him.
Right.
You got a space force, you got all this left hand stuff, left hand side activities, try to overcome the Lord and his prophecies. Hey man, you're wasting your time, and we're here to tell you, hey, prepare for slaughter, man. Prepare for slaughter, prepare for captivity, talking to Esau, with the elite banging families on top who think they can't be touched, can't be seen, they can escape the judgment of the Lord because they're so rich, so powerful, so influential, gods on the earth. Well, there were plenty of gods on the earth, man, as men, in
Right.
supreme power. And guess what? Now they're nobodies, man. Alexander the Freak, Nebuchadnezzar, the list goes on and on, man.
Yep.
Men that were so-called in power, couldn't be touched, got touched, man. And again, Esau, Edom, he's going to be the prime example, just like Pharaoh in Egypt, of what happens when pride, it reaches to a point where the Lord says, all right, enough's enough, man. So that's where we are with prophecy. The Lord's saying enough is enough.
Yep. You got anything, corrupt?
I had something, but I was going to get it when you got to verse 4 in 2 Ezra 15.
10-4. Yep. Because but just laying back on Michael Oliver, yeah, we're gonna get down into it. It reads further down, something he quoted. But back in 2 Ezra 15 and 2, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, and let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee.
Yep. So we're not supposed to be discouraged, because ultimately we live in a world of unbelief. So, this comes with territory that the Lord's only dealing with a few people that actually do believe, man.
Mm-hmm.
When the Lord returns, he says, shall I find faith? Because it's going to be such a precious thing, man. In this world, you can find all type of stuff, man. Especially going into debauchery and demonic stuff that happens around this world. There's plenty of it, man. But a faithful man, who can find, man? That's why the Lord ultimately said, a man shall be more precious than fine gold. Isaiah 4:1, because the men of Yahweh Bashmashai are of real value. And it's just not bad in this world, because we're not of the world, man. Just like Yahweh Shai is not of the world, But because people don't believe, is that going to stop the prophecies of Yahweh Bashmashai from coming to pass? Obviously not, man. Stuff's still rolling, man. And you can't do nothing about it, man.
Hey, it made me think about Luke 9, when it talks about being ashamed of me and my word.
Oh, yeah.
It made me think about that's a lot about people too, because they like I told you, my own brother. You going out there, man? Yeah, I'm going out there. Oh, all right, I'll catch you. You know what I'm saying? Because you're afraid of who you may see, who may know you. You know what I'm saying? And this thing is not popular.
Right.
And the Lord said, look, you be ashamed of me and my words in this fucked up place? All right,
Exactly.
Bet.
That's true.
So I throw that in there.
No, that's true, because again, the stuff that goes on in this world, people, you don't have no problem with that. But again, when it comes to the words of the Lord, then you have a problem. That's how our people love darkness, man. They rather be evil and blend in, hand join a hand. They want to be cool. That's what Jake want to do, man.
Mm-hmm.
But cool will get you hot, man. These times that come with these missiles.
That's right.
Baba Kasha got that. It was that scripture right there. I had something on. This is the book of Romans, chapter 3, verse 3. It says, for what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got it, correct.
Yeah, I mean, just because you don't believe what the prophets are saying, I don't know highways and hedges, don't mean it's not going to come true. I mean, what the Most High say, he does not. What's that scripture? He's a man that he shall not lie.
Yep.
Just because you don't believe, these prophecies is coming off the page, regardless of what you think or what you believe. And it says, verse 4, it says, Yahweh forbid, yea, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar. And it is written that thou mightest be justified in any of thy sayings, that mightest overcome when thou art judged.
Yep.
So you can't you can't deny what's being read out of these scriptures just because you're going off your own personal belief. I can't get the words right.
No, it's all good. If I can land back off you, it just makes me think. Our people don't believe because there's no justice.
Yeah.
judgment would have been executed in the earth, right? Especially among Esau and Edom, our people would believe.
That's
But then
another.
you got it, Mike.
No, that was it. Because when the devil speaks, it's a rich man. You know, his reputation, you know, even though this man is the devil the Bible speaks of, you know, our people are all ears and eyes, man, when he speaks, man. You know, Elon Musk and all these weirdos with the Epstein files. It don't matter, man. All this stuff coming out, which we've been telling you, that's what they do. We don't need no Epstein files to believe what the fuck they be doing behind the scenes, man. That's Esau. You know, some of brothers been in college, and you know how they get down, man. You know,
Man.
nasty, man.
And yo, them dudes will pull out in front of you and start whacking off like, yo, what you doing, man?
That's what they do,
He
man.
like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The spirit was not upright.
Yeah.
You know, so if you take heed, you know, to someone like that, man, that means you not right, man. You know, this guy, just because he got a suit and tie, you know, he got a little so-called money, that means he always right. No, man, being white ain't right. You know, and the world's finding out the hard way, man. You know?
Hey, y'all remember that commercial with a dude? He was like in a business meeting, and he had on a business suit, white dude, and and he was like giving advice to everybody. Everybody was locked in, listening, and then he took it was like a tearaway business suit. He tore it off, and he started playing DJ. He's like, I don't do anything. I'm just a DJ.
Nah, I didn't see it, but you gotta send me that shit. I believe it though.
Yeah, that's Esau, man. Oh, because he got on a business suit. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be just know it all of everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Smooth words too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I might have to find that, put that in the chat. That was fun. It's funny, man. But was you finished, Karab?
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna read verse 3 again. It's second Esdras 15:3. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Verse 4, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
Yep, so that's going to be their final destination. They're going to die, man. You know, because the word already condemns them. Ain't no point in, being a dead horse. You know, Jake, if you don't get right, you're going to be destroyed, man. You know, you keep doing, this nasty stuff on the low, committing adultery, eating abominable foods, and here in 2026, in the information age, we passed the information age. You got AI, you can ask ChatGPT. We do that, through Spirit. We've adopted that technology, man, and we add, more edification to the body, man. While Jake is looking up, finding more ways to get into more folly, get rich quick, whatever the hell Jake is into, man. Going into this idleness, man. Yeah. The elect of Yahweh Bashar getting built up, man. So we know how this thing gonna play out, man. A lot of people are simply not gonna make it, man. And this is how the Lord cuts it, man. Because He's gonna make an example of, again, what happens when you don't believe, man. We don't believe in His Son. You don't believe in Yahweh Shai. A lot of guys, they might know they're Israelites, but they Yah Israelites, they Torah only, or whatever the hell Jake is into, man, and don't acknowledge the Son, man.
Right.
Rude awakening when He returns, man. Because remember, these are Yahweh Bashar prophecies, man. When Yahweh Shai was on the scene, everything was about prophecy. Going into law, the tabernacle, the temple, it was all of Yahweh Shai. So if you can't eat of Him, then you're none of His. So when He returns, He's gonna slice you up, man. Simple as that.
I got a precept for that.
Got it.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 5. Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the days shall come. The day which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number. Mm-hmm. And the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith.
Yep.
But iniquity.
Yep. Yeah, because it's going to be a series of events, man. That's how it all plays out. It's a sequence of events to lead up to what? People getting taken out in a great number, man. Mm-hmm. And the formula is because what? They lack faith, man. The Lord said in Deuteronomy, this is a people whom there is no faith. They got faith in their paycheck. They got faith in their government funds. They got faith in their politicians, but they don't got no faith in Yahweh Bashar Shai, man. Mm-hmm. Jake got faith in his so-called gun, Glock, whatever the hell Jake be putting his trust in, his money, his homeboy, his Jake be doing all the hand signs. We locked in. All right, we're gonna see that day, man. You know, locked in twin. All right, you know, we know it says in Matthew that the love of many shall wax cold.
Right.
You know, but
You
go
you
ahead,
ever
bro.
see, you ever see some of those videos with Jake be running on the treadmill and they act like they got like a blinky with
Yeah,
him?
yeah, yeah, fucking around like it's a bricky. Yeah, it's weighted and shit. Jake running around. Okay, we're gonna see. You
Yeah.
know,
So you want to say something, Karab?
No, I'm just agreeing with you.
All right. So
Damn, Jake.
right. Last verse, 2 Ezra 5 and 2. But iniquity shall be increased above that which thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago.
yep. So it's gonna turn up. You know,
Mm-hmm.
she's gonna turn up to a whole nother level, man. You see what happens when a little adversity comes. You know how stingy people get. You know, think about when you're trying to drive home. It's rush hour traffic. Motherfucker can't give you 10 feet of space to merge over. You know, we all going the same damn place, man. You know,
Yeah.
so how much more when it's all hell breaking loose? You know, behind you got military troops marching and gunning people down. You know, people gonna try to get in their cars, gonna be gridlocked. You know, what the hell you gonna do, man?
Yeah.
So that's why again we're warning our people, as prepared as you might think you are, nobody's prepared for this day that's coming, man. You know,
Yeah.
and you're gonna do that if you are prepared. It's gonna be spiritually, because even still, with the shit that's gonna happen on the earth, we're gonna be shook the hell up too, man.
Yeah.
You know, you hear little cracks, you be laying down in the bed, you hear a weird sound, you be jumping up, your heart racing. So what the hell are you gonna do when there's people again getting butchered, you know, slaughtered and gunned down in the streets, man?
Mm-hmm.
So ultimately, it goes into trusting in Yahweh Shai, man. You know, all this other stuff that Jake want to get into, it's gonna get you nowhere fast, man. It's been proven time and time again. You're gonna get let down, you know, you're gonna be selling out, man, and you're gonna find yourself outcasted once the devil chew you up and spit you out, man. You see
Right.
Money Mayweather, he over there with the Israel people talking about I'm with you, I'm your voice. He over there kissing, humping walls, you know, because why? Because he's trying to hold on to that quadruple crown. Well, they ain't gonna do you nothing when Iran, you over there in Israel, they send them missiles. Because you keep fucking
Right.
with Iran, man, they gonna shoot some hot ones at you, man. And then what you gonna do?
Exactly. Con. So going back, did you have anything, Karab, before we go back?
Now I'm still looking. You keep going, bro.
Con. So back in 2 Ezra 15 and 5, it says, Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, war, famine, death, and destruction.
The Lord said, he's me, I'm bringing this. So the Lord's not hiding, you know, from what's happening on the earth, man. He's taking full accountability and saying, hey, I'm bringing this.
Mm-hmm.
What was that Amos 3rd chapter as well? Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord have not done it?
Right.
You know, so the evilest, you know, the craziest thing you ever heard, you know, happen, hey, the Lord sanctioned it, man, because this is his omnipotency. The left and the right, the Lord got control of, man. So the Lord said, I'm going to bring plagues. Like it's the same language in when the children of Israel were under captive of Pharaoh in Egypt, man. The Lord says he's going to bring plagues.
Right.
Moses going to go over, you know, with Aaron and say, hey, let my people go. And Pharaoh's not going to hearken. He's going to get hardened. And that's going to what, in return, is magnify the wonders of the Lord, man. You know, pretty much the Lord going to say, watch me work, you know.
Yep. So let me see where we at. And we're gonna skip around a little bit, you know.
Well, Baba Kasha, I got some right quick. Just spark my interest up there. I got some right quick. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 7, verse 5. Thus saith the Lord, power and evil, and only evil, behold, is come.
Yeah. If I may say real fast, because like we brought out the definition of prophecy is a forecast, right? We're giving you a spiritual forecast from the heavens, right? This is a heavenly message, and there's no new thing upon the sun, right? Jake was given a forecast in every situation, every captivity, man, right? And these times are no different. Matter of fact, it's the worst time because it's the last time. Remember, the Lord said He's going to no longer carry thee away and the captivity anymore. So evils, bad times, like, you know, you can think of, you know, bad scenarios, but the Lord is the King of King, terror of terrors, man. He will put our people in situations where it's gonna be a nightmare you really not even want to think about. You got it.
Verse 6, Ezekiel 7:6. And end is come, the end is come. It watcheth for thee. Behold, it is come.
Yeah, it's watching. You know, like that, I like to bring out when we bring this particular precept, like with I Am Legend. When those little demons were waiting for that sun to go down. They was rocking back and forth, watching, just wait.
Yeah.
You know, that's what those spirits crave for vengeance. And you know, speaking of that, I mean, I showed you brothers a few weeks ago how I was in Byways about that one dude that was licking his lips, saying he wished he never get out either.
Yeah, I remember that dude. You would kill me? Nigga said, yeah.
He's like,
oh man, like he was a chicken sandwich.
I saw the full clip. Him and his son deleted his other son.
Damn.
And he was like, there was people in my head telling me if I could take out my son, then that's the first start to taking out everybody.
Oh my God.
Like if I could sacrifice my son. And the Lord's gonna have people. He's not the only one like that. You know what I'm saying? The Lord gonna have our people in situations, man. Look, all right.
Well, think about it. If you got enough guts to kill your own blood, you wouldn't have no regard for nobody else. So it'd be like just nothing, you know, just go out and do that. That's a cold spirit.
Yep. And you talking about from the way the system's being taken down, people losing jobs, uncertainty is around the corner. All right, those are different plagues and evils that's plaguing people, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I get rid of my insurance so that I can have groceries and car insurance for the month. You know, people are being hit with these evil situations as well, man.
Mm-hmm. I got some.
Huh.
This Matthew 16, and I'll start from the top, verse 1. It says, the Pharisees also with the Sadducees came, and tempting, desired him that he would shew them a sign from heaven.
Yeah.
So this is the Pharisees and Sadducees tempting the Lord to show me something. You know how Jake is, you know, show me something. That's what they're pretty much telling the Lord, you know. So Matthew 16, verse 2, he answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red.
Yeah.
All right.
You got
it. Matthew 16, verse 3, and in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, you can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times?
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. Is you can tell what type of day it's going to be, the outlook on things, right? But here it is: chaos, destruction, evil is in the forecast, right? And you can't tell we at the end. You can't tell that the Lord is visiting this place, getting ready to return. We need to be cleaning up our spirits, right? Now, you know, we got another 1,000 years. You know, it could be another 1,000. What?
All right.
You enjoy that bread too much.
Yeah.
You know? You enjoy them back shots too much. Something going on, man. You know?
Uh-huh.
To make statements like that. And that rocks that can rock anybody back to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, because that's a drunk statement.
Yeah.
You know, you passing your neighbor the bottle, man. You're trying to get him drunk. You know, those philosophies that, you know, do as thou wilt, you know, free will, whatever the hell Jake be thinking, man. Manifesting they destiny. You know, I can with my mind, I can create my own reality, which to a sense is true, but it does not circumvent or overcome the prophecies of the Lord, man, in his program. You could say I got 1,000 years and the Lord coming tomorrow. What the hell are you gonna do, man?
Right.
You know?
I got a quick one since you said that. This was you finished reading?
Yeah. I mean, the next. Well, I can read the next verse.
Yeah.
Matthew 16, verse 4. A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. And he left them and departed.
Yeah, and Jonas was a prophet. That's the only sign people gonna get, man. Started out here, apostles and elders and bishops, great mills on down. The prophets out there on the highways and byways. Even those false prophets, man. You know, the ones of these other camps that don't have the 100% truth. That's still a sign.
Yeah.
You know, the Lord is showing our people, look, I got men out there telling you and showing you, you know, the way. But you know, Jake, what they do with their grace period, what they do when the Heavenly Father's speaking, they shut their ears, man.
Yeah. Yeah, because Jake just thinks because they ignore it, it goes away. Man, you know you better pay your damn phone bill, or they're gonna cut your shit off. You know, we all been there, man. You do that little agreement, pay that half real quick. Hey, it's all my shit to stay on. You know, but Jake could put that shit off for 2 months and get mad when they cut his shit off. You know, now you gotta pay a surcharge to get your shit even in decent standing on top of the shit you already owe, man.
Yep.
So Jake at a point where how much he owes, it's past taking you to jail. They just about to just execute. You about to get executed, man. You know.
You got anything, corrupt?
Yeah, I got some. This is going in about Jake. You know, trying to prolong this place. It says Proverbs 27:1. It says, "Boast not thyself of tomorrow, but thou knowest not what a day may bring forth." Like you don't like Yahweh Shemi Hawashah, he's control of everything. So you can't like just say that yeah, I'm gonna do this tomorrow, or I got 5 or 10 years ahead of me. And you know, the Lord directs our steps. You can't, you know, put all your faith in tomorrow. You can wake up and not wake up tomorrow. So you can't rely on like, you know, your own thoughts about like the people that come to the camp, like y'all gonna be out here next week, or I'll come out here next week, and then next week come, they don't come. So what you're just saying, Jake just don't believe nothing until it actually happens.
Yeah. Hey, just a quick side note, I got the news on, and you know, people just can't sit down. Like, there's a line outside Krispy Kreme donuts. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, just go home. Like, people got to be out. Like, just go home.
Right.
It ain't that serious. But anyway, that's great.
You're making it worse on the people out there that got to actually go out here and save people.
Yeah.
When they tell you to stay home, stay home.
Yeah.
Back to your point though, Korab, you know, that was that Rocky movie, Rocky 3, Ain't No Tomorrow. You know?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Apollo Creed said it to Rocky.
Ain't no tomorrow, man. And that's just a line of a procrastinator. You know, I'm gonna do it later, nigga. We've been there when a nigga say I'm gonna do it later, he not doing it. I'm gonna do it later. I'll do it later. Nigga not gonna do it. You know,
right.
So that's why again, the Lord knows, you know, that our people are bullshitters, man. Jake again has all the time for everything that they want to do, you know, but when it comes to serving Yahweh Shai, they got all the excuses. They got, you know, other shit to do. That's what the Lord went into that parable, man. Having an excuse, every one of them having an excuse. You laying in your seal houses while the temple of the Lord is not built up, which now it's you, man. You know, the temple of Yahweh Shai is within you, and Jake is temples, doors hanging off the hinges. You know, you've seen a dirty ass house before, man.
Yeah,
you know, nigga house got open noodle shit on the fucking counter, bed all shit all over the fucking floor, man. You know, that's what the Lord sees when he looks down from the heavens and sees Jake, man. A fucking mess, man. You gonna tell the King of Kings I'm gonna do it later. Okay. You gonna tell the King of Kings I'm gonna do it later. I got you later, bro. Okay, you gonna yeah. Jake tripping, man.
Where we at? I was looking for a precept backing you up. I'm trying to see where it's at. I'll go back. I can't find him. I'm gonna go back. So back in Second Ezra 15 and 14, it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands."
Mm-hmm. Is that not happening? You know, it's a time of purpose for everything under the sun, man. Ecclesiastes 3rd chapter. It's not a time of peace, man. The earth is not going to go back to normal, especially past the Ovid. Since 2019, man, the world has been tipped on its axis and has never found rest since, man. All type of stuff's been happening. Really, stuff is accelerating because the Lord said He's going to show the days for the elect's sake, man. So you're looking back for the good old days. Remember back when Walmart, you can play the game on the fucking TV. That shit is done, man.
Yeah.
Them old days, man. This shit's over, man.
Yeah.
Go around. They used to have little snacks and shit. You grab a little snack, get a little sample. Jake come back like 5 times. That shit's over with, man. Going outside with the bicycle, you hanging out. The old school, that shit's done, man. The music, you $20, man. You go to the movies, you straight, man. You getting everybody snacks. You buying everybody. I mean, that shit's over with, man.
Yeah.
Get old girl, you can take her to the movies, $20. You in the game, man. Now, bitch, you can't take her to Cheesecake Factory. You can't. I mean, this is over with, man. Let you have a date and you pull up in your shit and it ain't a Rolls Royce or whatever the fuck they think you driving. They gonna walk out on you, man. Or they gonna think about, I'm gonna just slime him. I'm gonna get the little lunch dinner.
Yeah.
And never gonna text his ass again, man.
Dang. It's true though.
Yeah, it is.
Man.
So, anybody want to say anything before I keep reading?
No, you good.
No, you good.
Yep. So, reading on 2 Ezra 15 and 15. 16. For there should be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of action shall stand in their power.
People are gonna be fed up and say enough's enough because especially what's going on in so-called America. You're learning that your democracy, your Bill of Rights, that shit been flushed on the toilet, man. You thinking you have a rights as an American citizen. Well, ICE is showing you don't got no damn rights. Let them find an excuse, to pull up at your house or your job or whatever, and you start showing your ass, man. They gonna body bag you, man. That's what's going on, man. And what is the everyday person here in so-called America? They're thinking either I gotta get the fuck out of here, or I'm gonna have to sit down. We go into E. He cleaning his shit out right now. He doing some target practicing, and get ready for what's gonna be a civil war, man.
Yeah.
Read Isaiah 19th chapter, Egyptian against Egyptian. A house divided can't stand, man. Ain't no Abraham Lincoln gonna save. No George Washington, none of your so-called founding forefathers. Ain't nobody coming to say this damn shithole, man.
Yeah.
So-called America being Babylon the Great is done, man. It had its time, it had its shine. Now the Lord saying your ass is mine, man. I'm over here rhyming like Elder Hawaii, man. But it's true, man. And don't be mad at us. We didn't do it.
Right.
We didn't do it. We just here to tell you what's happening.
Come on. This is Jeremiah 51 and 6. It says, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He shall render unto her recompense. Verse 7. Oh, Slakia.
No, but that's what's happening, man. I mean, the rest of the world sees that too. They seen that so-called America and its prior shine and glory is gone. It's living off of old time and old reputation. Well, this ain't after World War II, man. This ain't 1950s, 1940s. This shit over with, man. So-called America's hegemon. It's power. In the power seat of these nations around the world. Well, it's what they say. You're gonna be made small among the heathen, man. They're like, wait a minute, we don't have to deal with you no more. We really don't have to go through so-called America to prosper in our countries, man. Look at China. Look at again the nations around the world that are separating themselves from that whore, man. Being so-called America, even these European countries, you see what's going on, man. They bumping heads, fighting over land. That's some nigga shit, man.
Yep.
You know, that's some nigga shit. And what's that going to ultimately lead to? Well, Revelation 17 chapter says the beast shall hate the whore.
Mm-hmm.
So-called America's allies, because remember, our tax dollars, whether you really realize it or not, is going to foreign aid to these countries around the world. So you working your ass off, doing your 50, 60, 70 hours a damn week. Your taxes they take out of your damn paycheck is going to Israel, it's going to Germany, it's going all over the fucking world, man.
Yep.
And these nations, they've gotten fat off of so-called America, and now they don't need so-called America no more, man. That's the book of Obadiah, man. They that eat thy bread have laid the wound, laid a wound, man. In a snare, man, because they're turned against you, man. So again, what does that leave you, everyday so-called American? And even deeper, because that's who we really care about, is you so-called Negros, Latinos, and their Americans. What are you gonna do now, man? That again, the security that you had from this country and its how it moved around the earth, robbing, stealing, killing. That's how so-called America's been able to thrive, going into war, pillaging, stealing. We know the history, man. Now it's coming to an end. That line of business is over, man. And again, what's gonna happen is you, everyday so-called Americans, gonna have to make a decision to take this device or not to be able to survive and get through these times, man. Because you're gonna get pushed to an ultimatum. You're gonna be tired of violence. You're gonna be tired of having to look over your shoulder because your neighbor's looking at your daughter or the food in your basement. It's gonna be a bad time, man. And people are gonna give in because this is order out of chaos, is what the elites want. But ultimately, this is what Yahweh Bash Shai wants, man. Because it's gonna come to a point where Esau gonna say, wait, this ain't on the agenda. Is that he gonna ask? Is that you? When the fathership cracks and pulls through, is that we don't know who that is, man. Shoot at him, man. And that's the 2 13th chapter. Real dead movie shit, man.
It's aliens.
Right. Right. And you know how Jake pull up. When Jake pull up, it's Jake. His music gonna be booming.
Yep.
That's gonna be the Lord, man. It's gonna be he gonna pull up in glorious fashion, man.
Yep. So Jeremiah 51, you want to say something, Corrupt?
Yeah, I had something about these other nations coming against us. Well, not us, but Babylon. Yeah. This is Joel 3:10. It says, "Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears.
Mm-hmm.
Let the weak say, I am strong." And you got these other nations that used to rely on Babylon for all their goods and stuff like that. And Babylon's been pushing this wine on everybody. And these other nations are getting tired of this stuff, man. And we're seeing it happen now with the BRICS nation. And it's constant. It's getting worse. And I think you just said Israel, they're behind all the puppeteering of Babylon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And eventually it's going to turn to World War III.
Uh-huh. Yep, because a lot of the weapons that these other countries have is because of so-called America. That military industrial complex. When you hear of an F-16, that's American, made, man. There's contractors who make them. You got Lockheed Martin, you got Boeing, not Boeing. Yeah, Boeing makes, some of them. They got contracts for military equipment. So, when you hear about Turkey flying F-16s, well, Turkey got their equipment from us, man. There was, I think it was yesterday, Israel had a big arms deal with so-called America, man. I forgot exactly what it was, but it was some $1 billion, of military equipment. So the thing that the so-called America did that shot itself in the foot is you provided your enemy with the weapons that's going to be used against you, man. So again, this is a whole part of the bad rooster that Esau has. He's a warlord, man. And what happens with a warlord, eventually war will be brought towards you. All the wars that so-called America has brought and funded, with their equipment, look at over there in Ukraine, man. Those are U.S. weapons over there, man. And all they're doing is perpetuating, the business of war, man. And war is going to come to your front door. And that's what so-called Americans don't expect. Ever since, this devil's been in power, he's been at war. So the war and hell that he's brought upon the world is going to come to a neighborhood near you, man. And that's going to catch a lot of people off guard, man.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's on the plate too, man. Invasions, you got a lot of sleeper cells. Shit gonna get real crazy, man. 911 gonna look like a day in a park, man. September of 911, man.
Yep. That was it, corrupt?
Kind of was it, bro.
Done. So back in Jeremiah 51:7, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand and made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
heavy.
look,
Yep.
oh, you got it, Mike.
That's like it's like
Are you good?
yeah. The philosophies. That's what what did America sell to the world, man? Whoredom, right?
Yep.
To turn your people out. Capitalism, take advantage. You know, tax the shit out of them. You know, while your people in power, they behind the scenes living a luxurious life while you can't find an honest payment to feed yourself and your family. You know, you got people over there in the Middle East getting rich off of what? Oil, which they provide to so-called America, man. You know, and everybody else, is in shambles, man.
Right.
You know, but
Yep.
that's why the nations are mad because they're finding out that democracy doesn't work. It doesn't work, man. Giving so-called liberty and freedom, which is all just words to get you to feel good. ain't none of that going on here, man.
Right.
You know. So again, the nations they're finding out that what they've been sold was BS, man. They got sold cheap wine. You know, they got duped. You know, it's like, hey, you go to a party, your shit got slam dunked, man. You wake up and you wonder what happened, man. You know.
Yeah, and a lot of these other nations, they're all wicked, but they got more integrity than the so-called white man. You know, and look at what Esau did. He sold his birthright out for nothing.
That is facts.
How much more is people? Everybody around him, he doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
And and the other, once again, yeah, they're wicked and evil. They do things like that, but they're not nowhere near as bad as him. Like, they don't want to sell their people. They don't want to destroy their people. That's the Edomite thing.
That's the Edomite thing.
And they start seeing like, look, man, like, yo, my woman is not supposed to be twerking from a light pole.
Right.
That's supposed to be for the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? But this devil goes and spreads it. And now you got women that, it's all set up, I want to read, I want to write. I think it's fair. You know what I'm saying? Then, we got to go over there and make sure they got rights and this, that, and the third. And this is a bunch of BS, man. And the nations are tired of, get out of our land. Just like back, when Job said, he was, like brushed away, like when he was around, get. That's it happening now. You got it, Mike.
Yeah, pretty much tell them, shoot, nigga, get out of here. That, when you hear about people complaining about the culture over here in so-called America, it's called the West. The West. Well, these Western countries, we just say it, man. It's Edomite identity, man. You hear, again, England, Great Britain. That's considered the West, man. France, obviously so-called America. Even Canada. It's called the West, man. And the West, that philosophy, which has been sold to the East, they're tired of it, man. And you see the pushback coming from the East. All the pressure that the so-called America is getting from, ultimately the West is from the East, man. Russia, China, Iran, so on and so forth, man. These are all Eastern countries, man. Because why? Because they're sick and tired of the West. This stuff that was sold, again, it's brought chaos, man. You promised us peace, you promised us prosperity. Well, when you came here, we had A, B, and C. Now look, you do a Google search, man, of what the lands looked before so-called America invaded, man. Now the Middle East it's the East. You think of the Middle East as like a shithole, man, but the Middle East is a holy place, man. That's going into, of course, the land of Israel. In those regions, it's called a fertile crescent, man. The most fertile place on the land of the earth was over there in the Middle East, man. The Garden of Eden, which is Israel, and then Eden just ultimately means earth is paradise, man. And what did Esau do? He turned into a shithole, man.
What they call it, the cradle of civilization, right?
Pretty much. But Jake will say Africa, but, more so what it says in scriptures, Jerusalem is free, roughly paraphrasing, mother of us all, roughly paraphrasing, Yeah.
So back in Jeremiah 51, it says verse 8, it says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed.
So when it says suddenly, obviously it's a chain of events, but when things happen, it happens on a sudden, man. We think about a bad wreck. Well, you don't just start off, you don't spawn in a bad wreck. Somebody was drinking, he was at the bar, he had a little bit too much to drink, and same time you have Tommy and his mom heading back from the game, and at 12 o'clock in the morning, and they run head on and get in a collision, and everybody dies, man. Well, that happens suddenly, man. If you drive on the road, you say, yeah, I was just driving, and this guy came out of nowhere. All of a sudden, he just ran him off the road. Well, there's events that leaded up to that sudden destruction, man. So that's how it's gonna happen with so-called America. It's gonna be steps that's gonna be made that's gonna lead to so-called America being destroyed, man. Getting hit with thermonuclear missiles, man. It's obviously a buildup. And here it is again. We're in 2026, 250 years later, man. Well, tick tock, man.
Yeah, I love to say, look, once that ball drop, you on borrowed time now, baby.
Straight up.
Borrowed time. I had a quick precept. I forgot to bring this up. It's Revelation 14, verse 8. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, the great city, because she made all the nations drunk of the wine of the wrath of fornication. All right. And this is already played out in the heavens, right? We got to play it out here. And this place is definitely falling, man. The Lord is plaguing this place, man. All right. Until ultimately he plagues it with fire. Here it is. They just what's that ninja name? Lindsey Graham, South Carolina didn't want to sign something so they can keep the government running, right? And they're using him, but it's bigger than him. But now they're saying the government shut down again. I haven't heard anything else from it. It was like a few hours ago.
Yeah, supposedly they're gonna open it on Monday. They didn't make it. They were supposed to make a decision last night, but they didn't. So whatever the hell, they be playing games. Said that the House of Representatives wasn't available to make it. It was stupid. Yeah. But it is shut down. They said supposed it's supposed to open Monday, but we'll see if we get to Monday type shit.
And us brothers, we be like hoping that it shut down. That's part of like people look like we're crazy, but like it tells you in Matthew the 24th chapter, these things must come to pass.
Right.
We want to see this place plagued. We want to see this place destroyed from the inside out, man.
Right.
So going back to Jeremiah, verse 8, Babylon suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed.
If so, she may be healed, right? Which balm is supposed to heal, a wound, man. You think about and if it's supposed to stop infection, stop the bleeding, so the body can start closing up that wound and start healing itself. Well, that ain't gonna happen for so-called America, man. That bomb is gonna be thermonuclear missiles, man. The Lord got medicine, it's gonna be strong, man. And that strong medicine is gonna be the dose of reality when you get that alert. If you get an alert on that phone that you got ICBMs on the way, man.
Right.
From Russia and Iran, you name it, man. Everybody gonna shoot missiles at so-called America. That's what's happening, and that's what's coming, man. And again, like brother said, it's all through the spirit already played out. We're just waiting for it to play out here on the earth, man. You think about a script before the motion picture is put together. The script has already been written,
right?
Just to play out, man. The director already knows how it's gonna end. I'm writing the movie, it's just for you when you're sitting down in the audience to watch it how he wanted to play out, man. And that's what the Lord's doing with these prophecies, man.
You made me think about something. We always reference the movie Friday. And I've said this before, but like the nation's getting their lick on America. It's like at the end, everybody,
Yep. And you felt that shit, man. When everybody got their lick back, you was like, hell yeah. You wish you could hop in the street and beat Debo ass, man. Because everybody hates a bully, man. No one likes bullies. So so-called America's been playing a bully, doing it now, man, with his Monroe Doctrine shit. You know, trying to reclaim its stake, power, trying to bully Canada, bully Greenland, bully the South American countries, the Caribbean islands. He's claiming this. He's claiming everything as his domain over here, man. Remember, not too long ago, Trump was trying to name the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. Because they want to name the lands after themselves because they think their house continue forever, man. This dude is desperate.
That's a real devil for you, man.
Yeah. You're gonna talk about rediscover like he did with the Native Americans. He rediscovered. That's what the devil does. He pull up on your shit that you found. He gonna say he rediscovered it. He discovered it.
Mm-hmm.
The doctrine of discovery. That's what it's called, man.
Damn.
That's a thief.
Exactly. St. John 10:10 comes to mind too.
Oh yeah, come.
Yep. So Jeremiah 51 and 9 says, "We will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go, everyone into his own country. For her judgment reach up unto heaven, and is lifted even to the skies."
Yeah, exactly. So the offense that this place has, it gotta be taken care of, man. Yep. That bill is not gonna be paid by nobody, man. Nobody's gonna come to so-called America's Rescue saying, "Oh, I got the tab, I'll pay for it." It ain't happening. More so, it's not about the land, because when we say so-called America, it's just the geography, man. We're talking about the judgment of Esau, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to take place primarily here in so-called America, being Babylon the Great, because this is the setting where the Lord has this place set for it to be destroyed, man. The lake that burning for fire is going to be so-called America, man. The lake of fire. So, the mentality of people that are in their right mind is, let me get the hell away from this person, man. It's like when someone's sick or when someone ain't right, man. You want to get away from them, man. You want to sit next to a nigga that's hacking, sneezing, just looking through, what I'm talking about.
Oh, Slocky.
Go ahead.
I tell Karab prior to turn on the camera. Like, my coworker, man, this dude, you got sick time, bro. Go to hell home.
Yeah, bro. You're gonna make us suffer.
Yeah, make us suffer. And then it wound up getting everybody sick.
Yep.
And then he come in, because it was like a week before he was sick. Everybody said, "Yo, go home, man. Go home, man." Mm-hmm. He didn't want to go home. So the following week, over the weekend, we all come back to work. Everybody sick. And he goes, "Are y'all okay? What you do?" Everybody at him like rolling their eyes and shit. Like, yo, you got everybody sick, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and that's what the world's saying about so-called America, man. You made everybody sick. Mm-hmm. The earth again is not supposed to be ran this way, man. The Lord made earth to be a paradise, man, and to be ruled and governed by his laws, man. But this devil don't keep it, so that's why the world's upside down. He thought that his science so-called, he thought he was so wise, like we were talking about earlier, man. He done figured it out, man. He cracks atoms. This nigga can make GMO this, GMO that. He's like, yeah, I figured out how to be God. No, you didn't, dude. You figured out how to be a fucking retard and turn the world upside down, man. That's why Yahushua has to come, at least as he said, no flesh should be saved, man. This man, because of his pride, he'll literally have everybody destroyed and get off to Mars, and hang out and watch the earth on fire for what he did. That's what he does. He's a fugitive. The nigga always on the run. Someone that's guilty, just, he can't sit down. He got ants in his pants. Nigga, did something he wasn't supposed to. He gets called out and he starts getting the itch to run, man. Yep. That's why the Lord got him pinned on this earth, because you can't run from judgment.
Mm-hmm. Let me see here. This is Job 30, and it's a quick hit. And 8, it says, "They were children of fools, yea, children of base men." Now they
No, I was just like, yeah, children of basement.
Yeah. It says, I'm finishing out real quick. It says, Job 38, "They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were violent in the earth, and now I am their song, yea, I am their byword." Now, they're talking about Esau, man. Here it is. This man is a fool, right? Basement thing. Look, oh, now I'm God. bro, the Lord gave you that power, man. Don't do that. You know, as it's saying, don't do that.
Right.
You know,
Don't do that.
that's the pride of Esau, man.
Mhm.
You know?
He lost his damn mind, man. This dude lost his damn mind. He broke number one rule, man. He got high on his own supply.
Mm-hmm.
He puffed himself up. He really thinks that he's God, man. In these
Yep.
Davos meetings and these group think tanks they be doing, talking crazy, man, talking about we don't need God. He can't flood us out no more. That's how they was thinking in the Tower of Babel, man.
Yep.
Let me build a tower so the Lord can't flood me out, so the Lord can't judge me. Well, the Lord just confound the language, man. Because
That's
your
it.
technology that you rely on that makes you God is so fragile, man. It's what you see now with these cyber attacks and all this stuff. It's so easy to exploit stuff that's online. With this technology, it's not as great as the devil plays it to be. But he sells it to you because he wants you to believe in him, because that's the whole point of being a God, man. He wants you to have faith in him. We saying you just a man. The stuff you're doing is child's play, man. You got damn toys everywhere, out of order. The Lord is not pleased at your sacrifice, man. Remember that, like you were saying earlier, this got us sold his birthright, man. This is
Yep.
his legacy. That's what he does, man. The spirit of Cain, which rested upon Esau, this man brought fruit,
See?
to the Lord, man. And you're gonna put your trust in this guy to get it right. Come on, man.
Yeah. Yep. Lack of obedience, discipline.
Thanks.
Once again, this is why you think the world is set the way it is. I be thinking sometimes like, yo, Esau set this place up to avoid judgment.
Exactly.
You know?
Yep. That's facts, because what's what to say about he set his nest on high. Because
Yep.
when you got a high vantage point, can't nobody reach you. Thinking about the eagle. He don't have no natural predators because he flies so high.
Yep.
So Esau, he made the system to play all in his favor, and he's still losing. Like
Mm-hmm.
we always say, man, this man had how many 100 years of head start of free labor,
Right.
and even in the meantime, still no one can even touch, especially going to Jake, even touch, the influence and power and wealth, and you still fucking it up, man.
Yep.
To show you that you're not a fit ruler, man. Just give it up. Just give
Yep.
it up, man.
I got something real quick. And this is like it says right here in like the beginning of what I'm about to read. It says the wicked will face punishment. It's Job 27, and I started 13. It says, this is the portion of a wicked man with Yahweh, and the heritage of oppressors which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep. And you got any
Nah,
brother.
I was just laughing, hey, because it's facts, man. But the last part it says, "Widow shall not weep for him,"
Exactly.
man.
Exactly.
Yo, these Shedemites, they love Jake, man. They've been loving Jake, man. They've been loving on Jake, man. Jake got chains and shackles, like Jake all oiled up and shit, and she like, ooh, I want that one.
Yep.
You hear, I'm the pappy type shit. That shit been going on, man.
Yep.
So that's a sign that this man's going down. He never really had power in the first place, man.
Hey,
Jake just has that glow, man. Go ahead.
it's like right because you made me think about it. I was gonna say it. I was like, the brother wanted it or not, but this, she appears to be an Edomite, right? Somebody I know, and she told me, she was like, out of all the races on the earth, I would rather be locked up with anybody except for a white man. And she was like if I had to be in a room locked away with one race of people, it would not want to be a white man.
Yeah, facts. Facts. I mean, again,
There's
this
a lot.
Yeah.
And remember, these, like you said, she looked like, she appeared like to be an Edomite. Well, this is who raised this motherfucker, man.
Mm-hmm.
The Edomite woman, she raises these devils, and she knows again what they're about, man. You read about Nero, how he got his mom deleted, man. And she said, stab me in my womb because I should never birth this demon, man. That's Esau's legacy, man. This man, he especially with Jake, how Jake be with their mama, man. You
Yeah.
know, that'd be one of the snares that Jake be having in his truth, man, as they be mama's boys and shit. But Esau can't. Hey, yes, sir.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, bro. Shalom.
Yeah, shalom.
Sound like a thought.
Yes, sir. Get some burn.
Oh,
I know,
yeah.
right? So I'm gonna read it one more time. This is Job 27 and 13. It says, "This is the portion of the wicked man with Yahweh, and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty."
Yep.
If
They don't read this in church. They don't read this in so-called Christian church. Come on, man. This is what Nat Turner was turned up about, man. He didn't have the whole world, man. So yeah, imagine how much fire was in Nat Turner to do what he did, man. So we got 100% of that, man. So as for to say, be angry and sin not. But we know that again, this man and how he's conducting himself and how he's moving, he cannot sustain this, man. And this is the heritage of an oppressor. Right, that's why they want to go to Philadelphia and take down them
exactly
them slave histories, man.
Yep.
Them niggas know, man. That's why Esau gave us the slave Bible.
Mm-hmm.
He wants us to read precepts like this, man. Because again, he doesn't want us to know that again, he's not as powerful as he pushes out, man.
Yep. It says, verse 14, "If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword."
Hmm.
And
Yep. And think about that real quick, because you think about the world wars. Who was dying in world wars, man?
Exactly.
So E, man. So same thing in this next world war, man. It's gonna be E. Fighting these worlds, which is happening now, man. This man's getting multiplied to be destroyed, man. And how much more again the times we're coming to when the Lord returning, man. This man, which you see now, him prosperous, which, hey, man, for the most part, E is losing, man. You go down, you driving your car, you coming off the highway, who you see holding signs talking about anything helps. Most of the times it be E. If it be Jake, he'd be like, yo, he just bullshit. He playing around. He just trying to get a buck off somebody.
Yeah.
And I always be skeptical with Jake asking for bread. I'm like, bro, your shit look too clean. Nigga ain't he nothing. He just trying to
right
on the bullshit out here.
Hey, that's the spirit, because this highway by where I live, at the intersection, I see a Jake man holding a sign, and then you look across the street, he got a pickup truck parked there.
You know what I'm
See?
saying?
Can't make this shit up, bro.
Yeah, he'll get what he get and then walk right to his truck and drive off.
Ain't that some shit?
It was a movie like that. It was this dude with dreads. He was sitting on the corner. I forgot. It was at the beginning of one of these movies. He was panhandling, and then when he got up, he took the dirty shit off and had a suit up under it, and got into a Porsche or something across the street. I can't remember that movie. It's an old movie.
Was that the one with Chris Rock in it?
I think, was it Money Talks?
No, not Money
No.
Talks. When Chris Rock was he came back as a white Edomite.
That's the movie. That's the movie. Yeah, that shit was funny as hell, man.
Yeah, I remember that.
Con. So reading on, back in Job 27 and 14, "If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword. Offspring shall not be satisfied with bread." It says, "Though those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep." It says, and look, his women don't, like you going into, Mike Olive, women don't give a damn about him no more, man. They could care less. Because you say they see the evil and the wickedness that this man has done. Mm-hmm. They live with it. Yeah. John, why are you taking my panties?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of them Shedemites, they become whistleblowers, man.
Yeah.
They be spilling all the tea, man, telling all the stuff this man be doing. Yeah. Again, go to them Epstein files, man. The people that's coming against E is the women, man. It ain't men that's bringing out these charges. Which again, this whole thing is a psyop. But again, we was talking about earlier. This is what this man does, man. Yeah. We don't need no convincing. You don't got to sit us down on a presentation saying, "Yo, do you believe now this devil?" No, man. We been knew this man ain't right, man. So how much he wasn't right, like he was reading Job when he was braying and making all these weird noises in the wood, man, eating juniper roots. He wasn't right then. So now this nigga got money. How you think it's gonna be? It's gonna be worse. It's just gonna bring out the demon that's in him, man.
Hey, you ever watch these How to Catch a PRE?
Yep.
Deep, you know what I'm saying? I was watching one episode and the dude was like, can you call my wife and tell her to like he was trying to tell the cop to tell him to call his wife to make up some BS story so she wouldn't find out he was, trying to meet up with LBs, man. Little,
Yeah. Not LeBron James.
Yeah. And then I saw I know brothers seen this often, how like these Edomites get arrested for mating with animals, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
One dude was recording.
No, that's facts because I seen you should be popping on your algorithm certain news feeds. I think it was in Canada or something. Some dude got caught on camera hunching with a horse.
Yeah.
There's a random ass motherfucking dude. He must have been. She said he must have did it multiple times because, nigga had a stool like he been doing this shit. He bought a stool, hot stool, and started clapping horse cheeks.
Hey.
And they couldn't find the motherfucker. Supposedly they got him in custody. I didn't, it's one of them things like, bro, it was like a minute clip. I was like, how did I get here? You know what I'm saying? But this is what the devil does, man.
You said that episode Dave Chappelle when he's like in the internet and he was like,
oh yeah. Yes, exactly. Shit just gets weird, bro. That's what this devil does, man.
God.
Oh, what's this?
Yeah.
Damn.
Man, bro.
All right, so let me see where we at here. That's all I wanted from that. I mean, I could have kept reading, but we're gonna stay on Esau.
Oh yeah.
Because the time we're living in is time for him to come out of the power seat, man. And that's why you see things in the way that they are. I got a precept too. I'm going to it right now. That's why you see things in the way that they are now, because of the Lord is stripping him right out of this power, man. This is Psalm 75. It's for whoever. And I'll start at 5. It says, lift not up your horn on high, and speak not with a stiff neck, for promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south, but Yahweh is the judge. He putteth down one and set up another.
Yeah, that's how, again, men on the earth get raised up in rank to rule over the earth. It's not because, again, you so cool, you buddy. I went to the same school, Oxford, whatever the hell, the secret society groups, it's all the Lord, man.
Right.
Then how Esau came into power, and you go into secular history, how, again, this man just ran through all the tribes, he ran through the other nations, and for him to be in power, that's all of the Lord, man. Again, the prime example is Alexander the Great, man. They said this nigga was moving so swift on the earth, it looked like he wasn't even touching the ground, man.
Yep.
And 13 years he was in power, this man conquered the whole known world, man, around 13 years. That's absurd.
Yep.
But the Lord with Esau, because it was in Daniel that he would do that, man. And you go in Josephus, the Count of Josephus said the elders told Alexander that, man. That's why Alexander was so cool with them.
Yep.
And the Lord didn't like that, so he raised up, his Seleucid line. Ultimately, the Greek Empire got split up by the generals, and Ptolemies and Seleucid line gave Jake hell, man. Especially Antiochus Epiphanes, man. What what this man did, he went and destroyed the temple.
Yep. So it's Yahweh. See, that's what Nuho Harari is forgetting. Yahweh is the judge. Yahweh is the judge. Yahweh is the judge. If those elites are watching, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai is the judge, man.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he getting ready to sit your narrow ass down, man. Pale face, pale booty ass down, man.
Right.
It says, and set up another. Who's another? Sabaki them be having them shirts. We got next. That's true. We got next, man. The Israelites got next, man. It says, verse 8, for in his hand there is a cup and the wine is red. It is full of mixture, and he poureth out the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them.
Yep. You're gonna get every drop. You know how Esau is super petty with Jake, throw the whole book at Jake. You know, Jake forget, to get his his tag renewed. Motherfucker show no mercy. You're gonna get a $300 ticket, whatever the hell it is, or take your license.
Yeah.
Well, Lord will do that too, E. Every jot and tittle, man. Everything that you met us with, you're gonna be met with, man. He went far beyond. He didn't show no respect to the elders. You know how you treated our children, our women, the shit you did to our food, to our household in general, man. Split up, the man and the woman. That whole dynamic, that was all from Esau, man. So that's gonna happen to you, man. That's Deuteronomy 30:7. All these curses that fell upon us. Well, here you go. All right, tiny hats, small tops. Y'all want to be Judah. Okay, cool. You're gonna get a Judah treatment, man. You're gonna get Judah treatment, man. Because as the saying goes, Israel gets it first, Judah gets it first, man. So you little tiny tots, Amalekites,
Yep.
Amalek. When the Lord said He has war with forever, you're gonna really get a foot up your ass, man. Because that's the head of tribe of Esau, the chief house of Esau. So he's that tribe of E, the dupes of E, which the head is Amalek. That's the forefront of what's happening on the earth, man, behind the scenes. Why is it always, when you dig down deep, stuff that's going on to the earth, it always leads to a tiny top, man.
Shit.
Because they're the ones who empower, man.
Done. If anyone want to chime in, I'm gonna keep reading.
I got some right quick.
Done.
This is Isaiah 24:5. It says, "The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenant."
Yep. New management, man. All right. And look, Esau knew the right way, right? But he wasn't programmed to keep. You know what I'm saying? We understand that it don't feel good, but look, we get it. Read that one more time, bro.
This is okay, Swaka, bro. This Isaiah 24:5. It says, "The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant."
Yep. I got defiled. It says spoiled, degraded, polluted. Right? That's what this man has done. In every form of fashion, everywhere you look, this man has somehow polluted nature. He's polluted, like he was going to the food, the clothes we put on. All right, the people. He's put a covering cast over everybody, to the point where people can know and understand this truth to a point where they're like, ain't nobody black. But it's been programmed in them so long, they still say, oh, I'm black, I'm black, I'm black.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's polluted everything. That's why when you see guys talking about something, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. Take this, take that. Bro, Esau done he's 500 steps ahead of you. That's why we need Yahushua. All roads lead to us needing Yahushua, man. This man's polluted everything. Bro's got it.
Yep. I got. Did y'all bring out Isaiah chapter 24 yet?
Bring it out.
All right, this Isaiah.
Yeah, you just reading it. Once you cry.
Well, verse 5.
Oh, verse 5.
Which all the earth is defiled.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
All right, con.
You was gonna read it again?
You still gonna keep reading it?
Yeah, keep going.
Oh, you want me to keep going?
Yeah.
Okay, Khan. It says 24:6. "Therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate."
Yeah. Are we not desolate? Do we not need our Savior? Yeah, we do. Once again, going back to pollute, contaminate, adulterated, tainted, poison, foul, and dirty. You know?
Yeah, that's what they do. He stink it up everywhere. This guy go, he stinks it up, man. You know, you watch Apocalypto, seeing that fucking ship cross the horizon is no good after, man. That's what the movie ended when Esau pulled up. You know, watching the movie which was prophecy. Ain't nobody want to listen to that crazy girl. She was bugged out, you know.
Right.
But it was prophecy that hey, this devil's gonna come and take you down, man. You know, so every time this devil comes, he pulls up, he brings destruction, man. Galatians 6th chapter, he takes peace from the earth.
Yep.
Everywhere he goes, he destabilizes the earth. You know, so-called peaceful people, you know, in flip-flops and tank tops, now they're known as terrorists, man, because of what you've been doing, man. They just freedom fighters. They just trying to get you out of their land, man. You over there stomping the yard in Afghanistan and talking about, you know, they got weapons of mass destruction. What happened with that?
Right.
So again, this is how this devil plays, man. He creates boogeyman so he can keep his plate clean, but it's being found out that, dude, you got the worst track record in history.
Mm-hmm.
In history. Like, not even close, man. Every time this devil's in power, man, what does he do? He stinks it up, man.
Yep.
And read Isaiah 24 chapter, that's first talking about Jake, you know, talking about our people, but how much more Esau, man?
Yep.
Okay, continuing on, it says, therefore, the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left.
Mm-hmm. Any more of that?
That's pretty much it.
It
goes further, but I know some more stuff y'all want to get into.
Well, we know what I say, but I got something too. I go. Yeah, this is Psalms 82 and 5. It says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. For any brother who want to, I'll take it. You know? Hey, look, all the foundations are of course because of the devil, man. Everything. All right? I mean, you gotta think about it, man. This devil will pound the land, dig, do everything. All types of experiments on the people. You know? He'll look at what he did with Fat Man Little Boy. You know?
Yep. Yeah, that's true, because you think about a foundation is supposed to bring stability. Mm-hmm. But again, this man been in power, the earth's been unstable. All these wars on top of wars. That's how you know it's talking about this time period, man. You know, when the Romans were in power, what did the Romans do? All they would do was go into war and being nasty, man. So same thing with Egypt. That's his playbook, man. Going to war, kill, murder, steal. That's all this man does, man. You know, and at the same time, he finds a way to make Jake the face of terror. You know, it's you, man. It's Esau.
Yeah, a great point. You know, he makes it to where you gotta hide the children, hide everything. This guy is coming to get you. Right. Well, here it is. You stolen and raped, robbed, and murdered everything that was in your son.
Right. Remember the story you told us with you and the Elder Hawad, how this woman he was walking past, she grabbed her purse or some shit.
Oh yeah, me and Brother Ara. Going into the mall. This is knew about the truth, and she clutched her purse. I mean, she like it was like salvation. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, it's everything in my power not to just like go off in front of her. You know what I'm saying? Right. And the brother knew me. He said, "Yo, don't say nothing, bro. Don't say nothing, bro. Don't say nothing." So I just pretty much I let it go. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Yeah. But he will literally go in your bank account and take your shit. You know, push it in your food, push it in your air, in your water. But you grab your purse when Jake walk past you. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, and when it comes to theft and fraud, Esau Edom, he he's the number one person doing it.
Right.
Tax evasion, fraud, theft. You know, he just don't do the petty. He just don't do the petty crimes. You know, he do the big ones.
Yeah, he do. They call it white collar crimes.
Yeah,
He does corporate crime. This nigga rob a whole country. You know, billions of dollars in resources. But Jake's still a Cheeto bag. You know, he the worst thief on the planet, man. The shit don't add up. The math don't add up, man.
right.
But he's a godly man, though. He's a godly man, though.
Right. I got something.
I got something too.
You want to get it first? I just got something 50.
That's the spirit.
Okay.
Well, I was going to verse 16.
Yeah, exactly. I was on 16.
That's the spirit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Psalms 50 and 16, it says, but unto the wicked, Yahweh saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?
Mm-hmm. So who are you? What are you doing? You out here trying to sit on that high horse, the moral high ground of being white, being pure. But the Lord said unto the wicked, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, man?
Right.
Seeing now his instruction was going into the lineage of Esau. You know, how he just Mr. can't get right. Dude can't take no heed, man. He doesn't obey. He has his own agenda. He wants to do what the hell he wants to do, man. You know, and he expects to again sit in that position of being the children of God on the earth. This shit don't add up, man. You know, because again, this dude don't have no works. He don't got no works in righteousness at all. Where is his works, man? It says in James, faith without works is dead. Well, okay, you want to claim to be the people, you want to be the small hat, you know, curly hair, weirdo gutter rats, claiming to be our you know, stealing our nationality and heritage. Well, show us the good works. What's so great about being is to the rod to the L?
Right.
You know, is what they call themselves, Jewish. What's so cool about being ish?
Ish.
You know, yeah, ish.
Right.
You're an imposter, man. That's what the Lord said. What has thou to do to declare my statutes? Take the book out of your hand. Just leave it alone. Don't even open it. Don't read nothing out of Psalm. Don't read nothing out of the book of Matthew. Don't read nothing. Just leave it alone. Stick to your Talmud. You know, stick to your Aleister Crowley demonology books. You know, deal with that, man. Be you. What happened?
I got a quick one since you said that.
Okay.
It's in Psalms 52 and 3. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than speaking righteousness. Salah.
Yep. So when you think about a child, you know, you got two choices. Either you eat the vegetables or you eat the hot Cheeto fries. What Esau gonna do? He's gonna pick the hot Cheeto fries, man. You know, Esau's a real GMO baby, man.
Yep.
You know, this dude, you know, again, when it comes to righteousness, which that's what he pushed on our people, you know, but this is his heritage, man. This is what he goes back to. Even people in the world, they call it's a lineage of evil. This man, you know, he just has a history of being evil. You think about certain things that he so-called brought to society. Well, he's like, oh, I made skyscrapers. Who built it? You know,
right.
Or I invented this, or I invented that. Well, who actually figured that out, man? You know, he takes what they're called patents. He steals the patent, and therefore he takes ownership of the invention, man. Jake just out of the goodness, he'll just make a traffic light, and then now the owner of it, because he has the patent, now he's the Thomas Edison, and so on and so forth, with these examples of people that stole inventions that actually goes back to Jake, man. Because remember, we were in slavery. Go ahead, bro.
Let me cut you off real fast. Remember those Jakes? I don't know if it's in the video. There was like, the black man created a stoplight, the white man created a ticket.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've seen that.
Create a phone. Now they create a phone bill.
Facts.
Yep.
Damn.
That's what he does, though, man.
Let me cut you off, bro.
And,
No,
that's true. That's true. You know, the script says Jake is the former of all things.
Yeah.
You know that, and they like to downplay us, but they'll say we created mathematics and astrology and science and all those other things.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Yeah, medicine and all that stuff, man. That goes back to Jake, the scriptures, man.
Yep.
Yeah. You when you think about it, think about astronomy. Who's known for that?
Yep.
The Aztecs, the Mayans. You know, going back to the Middle East, we knew how to read the signs in the heavens and the star alignments and all of that. You know, we knew about the mathematics, math equations.
Yep. Well, Kabad, going into Gad, who taught E to survive on this land, man? The so-called America is a rough place to survive, man. It's real treacherous. If you don't know what you're doing, especially in these colder regions, you're fucked, man. You know, so the natives of the land had to teach Esau how to survive. So you'll call them stupid, though. You'll say, Gad, they're just a bunch of drunkards, or whatever the hell else that Esau be saying about Jake, man. When we taught you how to deal with fire and how to build certain things, how to hunt,
Yeah. Esau was eating the dead body. They was digging up dead bodies in the men. That passed. And that spreads diseases, man. So we had to teach them. Look, man, that ain't the way. They've been cannibals from the beginning, man.
Yep.
Back in Psalms 50 and 17, it says, "Seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee, when thou sawest a thief, then thou contendest with him and hast been partakers with adulterers."
Yeah, they tag team, they hopping in, man. They're not saying don't do that. They see somebody stealing, say, "Oh, we stealing," Especially again when they go around the earth pillaging. It's called plunder with military. They go around and steal gold, man, and silver. What happened? What happened to Saddam Hussein's gold? Oh, it's off record. We don't know what happened to it. When there's pictures of people military men holding a piece of bars of gold, man. Where do you think that shit went to, man?
Exactly.
So that's what he does, man. He goes around stealing, killing, and lying, man.
Yep.
Everything that so-called America has is the glory of it's all from stolen goods, man, and blood. Especially off the backs of you so-called Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. But here it is in 2026. He's telling you Latino tribes to get the F out of my country. Well, wait a minute. Wait a second here. When they grabbed up Gad, he got ICE grabbing up Gad, man. Where the hell are you gonna send Gad?
Exactly.
This is their homeland, man.
Yeah, I keep reading. It says, Esau, man, he's all about that. We got a lick, but it's all in wickedness.
Yep.
It's all in covetousness, man. And the Lord ain't about that. Yep.
Yeah, because if Esau came up the right way, he came up in an honorable way, you couldn't hate on him. You'd be like, yeah, man. Like, if you play competitive sports, you're playing one-on-one, dude just got you. It's like, I can't do nothing with this guy. I can't guard him. Dude, he take him to the hole. I can't. I try to step back. Dude pulling threes on me. He just got me. But if Esau, he didn't play like that's not how the game was played with Esau, man. He paid a ref off. He fucked your car up so you couldn't even get to the game.
See?
That's what he does, man. He don't play fair, man. That's one of his proverbs is competition is sin. That's why he'll rather have you sell out instead of having a competition, because he doesn't want to play fair because he knows pound for pound he can't deal with Jake, man.
Right.
I think we're talking about this at camp a couple weeks ago, man. The average Jake can take out a bunch of Edomites at one time, man. Manhandle them. The average Jake, man, like the pool clip we was talking about, it was like 5-6 of them, man. One piece, every last one of them, man.
Yeah.
But he just has that sword because the Lord got a plan for E. If Esau didn't have that sword, we would not be talking about this guy.
Exactly.
Without that sword, he's literally a nobody, man. Even with the sword, he's a nobody.
Yep.
Hey, don't forget the paddle boat thing a few years ago.
Oh,
Jake couldn't swim. Jake was swimming like a damn expert, bro, trying to get to that fight.
Jake was going to get it, man.
Damn.
Con. So reading on Psalms 50, and after this, we'll probably get some, the CHIP, Lord willing, warn our people about that. But it's Psalms 50 and 19. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, and slanderest thy own mother's son.
Mm-hmm.
Happening right now, man. You know, it's been happening.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Sleazy E, you know, and the elites accusing us to the Heavenly Father. Look at these, look at them, man. Not knowing that the Lord see you putting stumbling blocks in front of us, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it says, verse 21, these things have thou done, and I kept silence, and thought that I was altogether such as one as thyself.
Mm-hmm.
But I will reprove thee and set them in order before my eyes.
Uh-huh. And again, that's what's happening, man. Because again, Esau thought that the Lord not saying nothing was that the Lord was with him, man. You know, when he went out and did what he did to Gad, what he did to the northern tribes, when he brought, Judah, and the southern tribes over here to so-called America, he wasn't struck down, dead, like, niggas say, if I'm lying, the Lord can strike me dead, Well, that didn't happen at that, time, man, because the Lord had something bigger for Esau in store, man. But the Lord not saying nothing, appearing in the clouds saying, don't do that. Esau thinking, okay, I can keep going, man.
Yep.
But, obviously it's not the case, man, because now in the time that we're now, where this devil is going to push his agenda, to his full capacity, full steam ahead with this MOTB, the Lord's going to disappoint his enterprise, man. So that all that stuff you was doing in the past, to lead you up to this point now, to you can cry yourself forever and eternally in power, because of your technology. The Lord's going to say, I'm going to say, he lost his damn mind, man. He's going to matumba your shit. Throw that shit. He's going to block your shit all the way to the stands, man.
Yep.
And the crowd going to go, ooh, you know what I'm saying? These other nations, man.
Anybody got anything? Rob, Gabar?
Nah, we can get some prophecy.
Yeah, you just what was that? He should have accused the brethren.
12 and 12 or 12 and 10, Revelation.
Yeah, I know. Yes, in Revelation. Did you just
accusing
bring
that
that
brethren?
out?
Yeah, I'll read that. I'll read that part again. This is Psalms 50 and
No. I thought I was asking if you had brought out Revelations when he said he shall accuse thy brethren.
Oh no. Yeah, go ahead, bring it.
Revelation 12, I think.
Like, go ahead, yeah, bring it out.
All right. This is Revelations. Page is falling out.
Brothers getting it. All roads. What Esau's doing in the earth is him trying to get back what was righteously taken from him.
Right.
It was ordained by Heavenly Father. And he's going to try to set traps and snares to accuse us of that. Why he shouldn't deliver us. Why he should get the birthright back.
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, this is Revelation chapter 12, verse 10. And I heard a loud voice saying, in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night.
All right. Yep. They're witches, they're warlocks, right? Accusing us to the Heavenly Father. Look at your people. They're out here idol worshiping, but yet you are promoting these idols. You're promoting the wickedness to our people. You're telling our people, look, you can't make it unless you sell your soul. These are things, and you think the Heavenly Father not seeing this? Or you think the Heavenly Father is blind, right? You think he's losing his sight. The scriptures say the eyes of the Lord 10,000 times brighter than the sun. The Lord got the angels seeing everything, man. That's what Esau thinks. He thinks it's back where, Isaac, couldn't tell. Well, it feels like Esau, his arms, It smells like Esau, but I don't know. It don't sound like Esau. You know what I'm saying? You got it, Doc.
I got something for you.
Come.
There's Jeremiah 23, and I'll start at verse 23. It says, "Am I a power at hand, said the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, and not a power far off?" So the Lord is near, man. He's not, so far away. He don't know what the hell's going on the earth, man. So we just talk about the just Lord's in the midst thereof.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah 23, verse 24, "Can he hide himself in secret places that I shall not see him? Said the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Do not I fill heaven and earth? Said the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai." So the Lord is everywhere, man. Even your thoughts belong unto the Lord, man. Everything you think of, you imagine, even everything you dream, everything you can imagine is all Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. So again, the stuff that Esau's doing, the Lord's not, sitting up there surprised, like bro was saying, like, this is what he's doing. I didn't know. Like the Lord's like in shock and awe, like, yo, if we can see your bullshit and the stuff you're doing on earth, man, how much more the Lord, man?
Exactly. Con. Was that it?
That was Jeremiah.
I had something to back up. You finished, Michael?
Yeah, I was done.
All right.
I had something to back up the bar statement right quick. Just something quick.
Yeah, I want Gabar, when Karar finished, keep reading down on that Revelation.
Yeah.
You got Karar.
This is Habakkuk 2:15. It says, "Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken also." Sloppy.
Oh, you got it. Well, whoa. And the bottle he put towards these false ways, Heavenly Father, man. All right. Think about the slave Bible. Okay. Everyone can make it. God loves everybody. As long as you worship me, you'll be okay. You'll be obedient to me. You'll be okay. You'll make it to heaven. It's okay to eat pork, shrimp. I mean, the list just goes on and on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like that the Taino, that it was the Arawak Indian, so-called Manasseh was like, when they invented Manasseh, it was saying it was forcing them to, convert to Christianity. I did a lesson on back, and they said, look, either you work for Christianity and our God, or you're going to go to hell. He says, and if I do, they said, you'll go to heaven. And he said, well, with people like you then? And they said, yes. He said, I don't want to go.
Oh.
Thanks.
He's still on business, man.
Mm-hmm.
You got it, Karal.
God, it says, "And maketh him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness."
Yeah, man. Looking up on our nakedness now. We don't look. Our people don't have this knowledge on them, man. We're trying to clothe them spiritually with this knowledge and understanding, and Jake don't want none of it, man. They'd rather take the false way of Esau. They'd rather take that comfort. Well, this is all I've ever known. When look, the Lord told us, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world. Just because grandma or papa, all right, raised you up a certain way, don't mean it's right. They didn't know a damn thing. They was told to shut up and work, shut up and keep quiet, shut up. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to ruffle no feathers. You got it.
Yeah, that was pretty much
That's what he was going to say. Our fathers have inherited lies. The wicked holidays and stuff that we've adopted post-slavery. This is what we deal with, man. That's why you still got Jake celebrating Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, New Year's. These are things that we've adopted while being under the captivity of Esau, which doesn't go back to our forefathers, man. We've adopted this stuff, Black culture, Latino culture, Native American culture, a lot of stuff we've adopted while under captivity, man. Which these are heathen customs that are not of our forefathers, man. You know, wearing suit and ties and shit. Speaking English. Why the fuck we speaking English?
Right.
Speaking Spanish, Portuguese. These are not our natural tongues, man. You know, because again, we've been robbed, man. We've been robbed, man. You know, and now it's time to pay up, man. And we know you're not gonna do it willingly. So the Lord gonna say, okay, cool. I'm gonna squeeze your pockets when I pull up on you, man. And that's what's happening as we watch these prophecies unfold, man.
What you got on my 40, homie?
Exactly.
You got a good bar.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our God and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night.
Mm-hmm.
And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony.
Mm-hmm.
And they loved not their lives unto death.
Yeah, you know, if I may say, accuse them, right, day and night. So this devil don't let up. So we can't let up.
Yeah, he no days off.
No days off.
No days off. But yeah, we can't. Isaiah 62. Give the Lord no rest. You know, till you make Jerusalem a praise in the earth, I'll be paraphrasing.
Hold not thy peace.
Yeah. Yep. And then, you know, as you was reading, did you read verse 11?
Yeah.
Con.
I'm gonna read it again.
Public shot.
And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death.
So we overcame by the blood of Yahushua. All right. And the elect is not going to love their life here, even if it means to begin sent back to the spirit world. And there's nothing here for us, man. Nothing here for the Israelites, man. Brothers got it.
Verse 12. Therefore,
can you read 11, Bible Shaw?
What you say?
You go back to verse 11. Quick.
Verse 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, and by the word of their testimony.
Yep. So we're going to the faithful witnesses. You know, our testimony. What is our testimony? The spirit of prophecy, man. You know, and again, that blood, Yahushua's blood. You know, that's our legal clearance that hey, we're blameless in this time to come, man. You know, that's how we're found blameless because we're speaking the words of the Lord, man. You know, so again, when the devil tries to accuse us and tell us, hey, you know, ABC, y'all, cult, terrorist group, you know, whatever the hell Esau gonna throw at us, man. You know, when the time of persecution comes, well, we got the blood of the Lamb on our side, man. So that's how we overcome all this false accusing and bullshit this devil's trying to pin against us, man. Especially the prophets and those that believe. You know.
And we got footage. Everything
recorded. Exactly.
Shit, it's everything documented. You know, everything has been under surveillance.
Mm-hmm.
And they love not their lives unto the death.
So it's going into us being indifferent. We don't care, man, what the hell goes on this earth besides we waiting for the Lord to return, man. You know, all the sentiment of the world. Oh, you heard about so and so. I mean, cool, man. We don't care, man. You know, we still got a heart. We still human beings, but for the most part, hey, we're on a straight and narrow path. We know what's at stake, and we on a mission, man. You know, we're not being entangled with the affairs of this life. You're not gonna let nothing hold us back because we know we got a mission to accomplish, which is, you know, enduring, you know, the things that are put before us in the name of Yahweh Shah, man.
Hey, what did Peter looking for a hasting until the coming of a righteous kingdom? Roughly paraphrased.
Yep. Yep, and that's not a wicked thing. You'd say, you'll say our mentality. If you on the outside looking in, you're like, yo, you want so-called America to be destroyed? First off, it doesn't matter what I think, but I'm just
Right.
going according to what I want, man. And going to how this world's set up. If the Lord promises a world or right standard, why would you argue that?
Mhm.
Why would you be upset with the Lord having the earth reign in righteousness instead of wickedness? You don't have to look over your shoulders and worry about the stupid shit you got to deal with in this world, man. You're gonna have again what you need, in the time we're in right now, but we're looking at for things to come, man, which is again the word the Lord promised for his chosen, man.
Yeah, we gonna bring out a couple more and then wrap it on up. Let's go get 13. I'll read it once the brother uh read Revelation. I'll read it. Gabar, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Read Revelation 12 and 12 now.
All right. All right. Revelation chapter 12, verse 12.
Yep.
Therefore, rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Yep. And that's why you see things happening in warp speed, right? Operation warp speed, because Esau has a short time of ruling. He knows that, but one way of the prophets being also, his warlocks, man. Tell him, look, you gotta move this, you gotta speed these things up, man. All right.
Yep. Where you going? Oh, so I can go over, bro.
Hey, and that's the spirit, because I just seen an article posted today, and they was talking about how the doomsday clock is ticking. Oh, you was about to say that?
Yeah, it's a spirit, bro.
Yeah. They say it's ticking faster than ever.
Yeah.
Well, duh. You could have asked us that, because look, when you go into those doomsday clocks, the people that make those decisions, it's called they're a bunch of scientists. I forgot what they're called, but it goes into their warlocks, man. If someone can look it up, I mean, I'd probably look it up real quick. I think it's called. But again, going back to your point, that's Isaiah 47 chapter. The stargazers and prognosticators and all that left hand side stuff that Esau's doing, he's getting insight and he's finding out that he don't have time, man. I think it's called the Board of Scientists, Atomic Scientists, or some shit.
Yeah, atomic scientists.
Yep. So atomic goes into atoms, so it's a group of scientists. Which when you hear doomsday, what do you think of? Missiles. That's what doomsday is. You know what the hell you talking about doomsday? It ain't little green men from Mars. Most people know it's gonna be missiles, man. But it gets more spooky than that, But yeah, man, going into again Esau, knowing he don't have a lot of time because he's a carnal man, and even though Esau's carnal, he still gets spiritual insight, but it comes from the left hand side. His math equations and algorithms, it's all from left hand side means, because he's trying to measure himself from when the Lord returns and he can usher in his NWO. So he thinks if he pushes NWO forward, then he can overcome the Lord. If he chips everybody, then he's gonna win. That's Esau's grand plan. If I can chip the elect before the Lord returns, then I win. But what a dumb idea, because the Lord said the elect are not gonna be seized. They're not gonna take that chip, man.
7,000 men that have not bowed the knee.
Yep.
All right. Was that more? Was that it, Gabar?
Yeah.
Done. So this is where all roads lead to. Revelation 13, and I started 15. Yeah, we'll probably close out on this. Unless bro's got anything. This Revelation.
Hey, you might as well get the consequences for 2 and 14.
Yeah, if brother want to hold that. Yep.
14 and 9.
Yep.
Get it.
Or Revelation 16. That one too.
Oh yeah, that nice sore hot one.
Yeah, yep. It's Revelation 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be deleted.
Yep. So Esau has the power to bring his image to life because he's in rulership. You know, you think about Nas. We said, if I ruled the world, imagine that. Like, it don't matter because you don't have the power to make it come to life, man. You
Right.
know, talk about freeing people going to Africa. That shit ain't. It's not gonna have no life because you don't have power to give image. You don't have power to give life to that image, man. You know, but Esau does. The Lord is allowing E to do this, man. And if
Right.
you don't play by his rules, he comes and deletes you, man. You know.
You know, what's funny about Nas, on his first album, he was talking about the Israelites.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then it
Israelite
said
book. Yeah.
on the front cover of it, yeah, fucking like a Egyptian. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, yeah. They're like, yo, we don't need you talking about that.
Right.
You know. But it reads on.
Now, real quick, that's a heavy point too, because the '90s was known as woke rap. That was when Jake, you know, was going into the Illuminati and stuff. Illuminati, my mind, soul, on my body. That was Prodigy. I think it was that Prodigy?
Yeah, that was Prodigy.
Yeah. Yep. So they said, no, man. That's why them small heads got in and said, no, if Jake gonna rap about the truth, he gonna wake up too many people, man. So let me throw some booty shaking in there. Let me throw some drugs. You know, that's what happened, man. Esau's a demon, dog.
Hey, Wu-Tang Clan, all of them used to rap about it.
Yeah.
They knew with the apostles. I forgot the story, but
Killer Priest.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, exactly.
KRS-One.
Yeah, KRS-One knew about the truth.
Hey, if y'all ever watched the show, y'all know the show, right? The Wu-Tang Clan show.
Yeah.
They got like a show.
Okay.
Well, anyway, in one of the scenes in the background, you could see it looked like ISUPK. They was talking to people and handing stuff out. So, you know, they be putting stuff in the shows and in the background thinking ain't nobody seeing it, but you know, if you got the eye, you can see it and point stuff out.
Well, ISUPK, this all block.
Well, I'm not saying it was ISBK, but they had on all black, and you know, and they had the thing on their wrists. So you know, but you know, that's.
God.
But so, they was out there though. You know, that was the time. You know, One West, and they was in New York.
God. So back in Revelation 13 and 16, and he cause of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a decree because only a king can decree something like that, right? Mm-hmm. When the Ovid happened, what was the decree in the Ovid? You got to have 6 feet distance and you got to wear your mask.
Muzzle.
You got to get muzzled. Could we, as a man, you know, think about you individually? Do you have the power to do something like that? Had the whole world listen to what you said according to, you know, your science and your who and all that? No, man. You know, so it's going to be he is going to the elite bankers, man. The elite bankers have a decree that you cannot live in my world unless you have this device, man. You know, and no matter who you are on that social, economical hierarchy, you know, if you're not elite, you're getting chipped. You can be a billionaire, whatever, millionaire, you're going to get a chip, man. You know, because why? This is the system he wants to put the whole world in, man.
Come. It says, verse 17, and then no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to the hour of temptation. So I'll be a point where this devil gonna give you an ultimatum. You know, either you take this device or I'm gonna make your life a living hell, man. You know, same thing with the Ovid, man. You're gonna lose your job, you're gonna lose your house, you're gonna lose your car. You can't drive now because your insurance is invalid. You know, your license is invalid because if you don't have this new digital ID, you know, which they started now with these planes, if you don't got the real ID, you know, next gonna be the chip, man. There's a bill being passed in Washington State. I did a lesson on yesterday through Spirit that, you know, they're pushing that you don't have. Well, they're acting like they're being on the behalf of workers that you don't have to take a chip from your employers if they tell you to do so. And like, why the hell is that even a bill? Because This is the stuff they want to push, man. They just want to have it in the back of your mind. And they could be trolling, you know, but that's how it started with the Social Security. At first, it only involved people in the workforce, you know, in the 1900s. Then eventually now by law, every U.S. citizen has to have a Social Security number, man. So eventually, slowly but surely, they're going to have it to where they're going to issue in this chip, and it's going to start, you know, small and voluntary, and it's going to be forced, man. And that's what we are, man. This devil, you know, he's slowly introducing this technology, making it cute, doing commercials about it. You're going to have celebrities and people endorsing it, you know, and then they're going to have a decree that you cannot live in my world. You can't drive your Tesla, or whatever the hell Jake be driving, unless you have a device, man. And that's what we're going to warn our people, you know. Call us cuckoo crazy, but this is where we are, man. You know, people thought this prophecy was something spiritual. You know, you got widows saying the chip is spiritual. You saying it's Christianity, saying it's sleeping with white women. They say whatever, you know. Nah, man, this is a device the devil gonna push because he's a carnal man, and this is gonna usher in at the end of his world, man.
That's it. Con. Bros want to get. You want me to read verse 18? You want to get straight to judgment?
Well, Revelation chapter 14, verse 8.
Yeah. Is it verse 8 or 9?
I think you can start at 8, but it is 9.
Well, I'll read it. I'm right here. I'll read it. It's Revelation 14:8, and there called an angel saying, "Babylon is fallen. It's fallen, the great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of." And the third angel called them, saying with a loud voice, "If any man worship in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine, the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture, and to the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, in the presence of the Lamb."
Yep. So that's the judgment for taking this device, man. You know, and that I didn't know. You know, I wasn't sure. All that BS you're gonna give an excuse in that day is gonna get you a missile, man. You know, and we pray the Lord, He put the Spirit on us to endure it, because it is gonna be trying times, man. But again, quote Revelation 3:10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep you from the hour of temptation. So the Lord knows what we need. You ain't gonna be crying on the name of the Lord if you don't got no calories in you, man. You down, you know, skin and bones. You're not gonna be praising the Lord, man. You're gonna be damn near about to croak and die, man. The Lord said the living gonna praise the Lord, man. Not the days. He's not the God of the dead. So the Lord gonna have us fed so we can praise Him, man. You know, have us protected so we can praise Him. You know, not saying we're not gonna go without trials and tests at the time of Jacob's trouble, but the Lord has faithful witnesses that stood, you know, on their feet to believe and praise His name before the evil came. So when evil comes, you don't think the Lord's gonna protect his men and women and children that was crying on Him? You know, so that's where we are. You know. But again, you that take that device, get ready for something hot, man. And we're not talking about hot chocolate, okay? We're talking about something that's gonna come and melt you while you stand, man. That's the curse, the plague, man. That's the final cherry on top for you niggas out here that want to play around with Yahweh Basham Shai, man. Especially in so-called America.
So anybody have anything to close out?
Pretty much it.
No. Hey, so look, you've been born. You know, repent before Yahweh Basham Shai returns. You know, before we close, I give all praise, honor, and glory to Heavenly Father's only begotten Son. Hey, look, Davon's Apostle Ellsbury Millstone, Shalom to the elect only, Shalom.
Shalom to the elect only.